Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Greetings everybody, guys. Let's take a look in the gold market. Well, actually gold has shown so strong action that it's not much to talk about on the daily and intraday charts, and the major picture stands on the higher time frames. Here I would like to say just a few moments. First of all, as usual, we have prepared the vehicle report where we have analyzed our driving factors that stand here in the market, fundamental background, and one thing that we could say is that all driving factors that we have specified previously still strong and still stands in the market, and even could add more fuel from the Fed, in particular, as it will have the meeting on the next week. And more stimulus could be announced. That also will support the gold market. Currently, the headline news usually explains the rally by the rising of the United States and China relationship difficulties, but as you know, those of you who read our reports probably know that the overall situation stands more complex, more complicated, and it's not just the United States and China relationship, although this is the part of the overall background, but this is the smaller part. The major part stands in disbalances in the financial sphere, currently, we think that gold market definitely should proceed higher in the long-term perspective. And today's Fathom Consulting, I have put some interesting chart in our report that shows the real value of the gold. And Fathom tells that we could use as the bottom line of the current situation, as long as the real interest rates will continue decreasing, and while the overall national debt will continue to increase, the gold real value will continue grow. And they also come to the conclusion that gold could move significantly higher from the current levels in the long-term perspective. So all that we tell within the recent 3 months, as soon as we have seen the unprecedented stimulus from the central banks, especially from the Federal Reserve, when we put our major background, major analysis of the gold 3 months ago, it was in March probably, gold finally, the pressure of these factors now could be seen on the chart in the real price change of the gold market. In the current situation, guys, I would like to say one thing. So usually I warn you every time about the technical background, and I have to deal with the probabilities and warn you about the probabilities. But it doesn't mean that you need to just follow my suggestion. So you have to make your own decision, because gold is a very specific asset. It could stand in a overbought condition for a long time. It could even pay no attention to overbought if driving factors are really strong. Despite all of us have different opportunities, different financial possibilities, and because somebody has a lot of money, others have a very small amount of money, and well, you have absolutely different sensitivity to the risk. So when I talk about the probabilities, I just have to warn you, but it doesn't mean that, well, you have to follow definitely with my suggestion. Personally, I am waiting. I'm not buying right now because, well, I think that will be pretty much room for upward continuation still, and well, I don't have so much money that jump in right now, and I prefer to get some pullback. But it doesn't mean that you will have to behave in the same manner. I do not want you to accuse me that we have missed the rally and so on. My task here is to provide you great background, long-term view on the market that we did successfully, and another task, just share with you some technical nuances that maybe would be interesting to you, important to you. But in the current circumstances, well, you have to make the decision by yourself whether you would like to buy gold right here or not. Speaking on the technical side, guys, on the daily chart, As you can see here, we do not see any signs of the retracement yet. Just upward action with the 4 days, upward rally. And that's why on the daily chart I could tell just one thing, that, well, recent action we could treat as the thrust. Maybe it's not really perfect, especially as it splits into two parts. So this flat part of the thrust, this is steep part of the thrust. But in general, let's take a look. Within the whole thrust, we have just few closing below 3x3 only in the beginning here, and then there's no closing, and here's one closing below 3x3. All the other way up, market stands above the 3x3. That's why I think that this thrust is suitable for the Jordan patterns. And here is the levels that we have. And if next week we will get double repo sell, brand buy here, something of that sort, we definitely intend to use it. So that's what we'll keep an eye on the daily chart next week. Because no other target stands on the markets till the top. As you know, 1920 is already the top. You can see here, well, it's not very good chart in the daily chart, but you know that 1920 is a previous top that stands on the monthly chart, and the market definitely will try to challenge it. Our long-term target stands at approximately 2,100. That will be next destination point in the goal. On the intraday charts, it's the same story as on the daily. We could use this part as the separate thrust for the intraday trading, because it also provides good thrusting action, and here we will keep an eye on the same patterns but from the different levels. If it will be brand body, we'll try to buy from the 1860 area. Well, some other patterns will be formed, we'll also try to use it. But currently, as you can see, no reaction stands in the market, and we can't plan our trades as we do not have it in place yet. So all that we could do currently by looking on this chart is just wait when the trading stops will be formed. Speaking on the long-term situation, guys, well, as I said, make your decision by its own, but your own. If you intend to keep gold for a long time, you will have to decide whether you will wait for the retracement or not.